Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Cupcakes and Coupons. We are going to make my aunt's famous tea cakes, and we are going to start out by adding this paddle attachment to our mixer. I already have my sugar in the mixing bowl, and to the sugar I am going to add my butter. I have my butter sitting out at room temperature. Actually, I have my butter, my eggs, both of those items sitting out at room temperature. Okay, add those two items into my mixing bowl and mix it up until it's light and fluffy. Okay, I mixed together the butter and sugar until it was light and fluffy, and next we will add eggs. I actually like adding my eggs to a bowl and not straight to the mixing bowl, because who wants eggshells in their whatever you're baking? I terrified of that happening, so I add them to a bowl and then add them to my mixing bowl. And now we're going to add our AP flour. And I always level it off because in baking you need exact measurements. As I always say, baking is a science. So here we go. Add that in. Mix it. Okay, we have it good and mixed, and now we are going to add our baking powder, baking soda, and nutmeg. I have it in this cup, and I just mixed everything together. We will add that to the mixer. We will now add our buttermilk. And last but never least, we will add our vanilla. We will get that all mixed together and we'll be back. Okay guys, I have some parchment paper here. I'm going to take my parchment paper and, well, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to take some of my cookie dough and spoon it out onto this parchment paper. Okay guys, what I do is spread the tea cakes onto this parchment paper, and I try to roll it up. This is not the easiest thing to do, but I'm going to do my best. The reason I do this is because After it's nice and rolled, I put it in the freezer for a while. You could put it in the fridge. And when I take them out, it'll be easy to, they'll be easy to just cut. And here we go. First one done, a million more to go. I'll be back. Okay guys, the second time around, I let the cookie dough sit in the fridge for a little while, and from here on out, because the first batch was really sticky and we don't want that. So I'm just doing the same thing. Trying to roll this up so we can put it in the freezer for a little while and just take it out and cut it when we're ready. I don't know about anywhere else, but I don't know if it's a southern thing, but tea cakes are really, really a part of my family. It's something that my generation and before like remember from childhood. And this recipe is from my great aunt, Aunt Erma. I love her so much. She was an awesome cook, an awesome baker. She was my Martha Stewart. She could do everything. And one of the things that she was known for were her tea cakes. And yeah, I have this rolled up. It rolled a lot better than the first batch, and we will be back. Okay guys, I've had my cookie dough in the freezer for a little while, and I'm taking my knife and I am going to slice and put cookies on my cookie sheet. I have lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper, and I am slicing and placing the cookies on the sheet. As I was saying, tea cakes are a big deal in my family. My Aunt Erma used to make them all the time. I mean, she would always bring some for the holidays, or really whenever she came into town, she would bring them. And the last few years before she passed away, I tried to go and visit her. She'd actually moved to town, and I tried to go and visit her as much as I could, and she would talk to me about my grandmother, tell me stories about my grandmother, and it was really awesome. My grandmother passed away like 20 years ago, and she was a really good cook. Everyone talks about how fast she was in the kitchen. They say that my grandmother could make an entire meal in 30 minutes. I mean, and I'm not talking about just any meal. I'm talking about a great meal, including dessert. I love it when my aunt would talk about her, and once she told me that Rachel Ray has nothing on my grandmother, and I always think about that. Every time I make these tea cakes, I think about my aunt, and every time I think about my aunt. I think about my grandmother. And I feel blessed to come from such a family with such a rich history. I mean, just full of love and full of life. And it's just really awesome to come from the family that I do. Here we go. I have made, I don't think you can see it, but I have 12 cookies on this cookie sheet. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I think they bake for like 11 minutes exactly. I had this down to the very last second, so I will set my timer for 10 minutes and I'll let you know how it goes. See you in a bit. My 11 minutes is up and the cookies are not ready, so I'm going to add time to the timer. About 2 minutes, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, my timer has gone off and my cookies are out of the oven. As you can see, they are a very pale color, but underneath they are a little bit darker. Anyways, I don't know if you can tell, but some of them actually stuck together, and so make sure when you're making them you leave enough space because they do spread. These are actually drop tea cakes. I don't like to drop them. I actually like to roll them up so they can come out a little bit more uniform. But here we go, one down, so many more to go. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. What I didn't say is I will now transfer these cookies with the parchment paper, transfer them to a wire rack until they're cold, and that's about it. Okay, bye for good this time. Okay guys, this really is the last time that I'm going to come on, but this is another batch that was left in the freezer longer and it set up a lot better. And I have a pan lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to cut these and or slice these, and they're slicing so much better this time around. And one other thing I wanted to say is the reason why we put them on, take them off of the sheet pan and put them onto the cookie rack is because when they're still on the cookie sheet, or the oh gosh, the sheet pan, they continue to cook. But if you take them off, the cooking process stops. Okay, I'm going to finish with this batch, and this is seriously the last time that I'm coming back for this video. Here we go. Putting this on the sheet tray, and this is seriously it this time. Talk to you later, guys. Bye bye.